Why losing out is a win. You want to get the top 10 pick. You want to get a good amount of quality at that spot. So you're going to get somebody. You're going to get somebody good. And the offseason, you're going to have some time to regroup and recover from your Super Bowl defeat that previous year. You're going to have chances to evolve better as a play caller, Kyle. That's the main goal. You're going to have to learn to evolve. You're going to have to figure out different ways how to beat defense because they're learning how to adjust to you. And it just hasn't looked good. We're going to have to find some better offensive line protection for Brock Purdy. If you are going to pay Brock Purdy the top pay, man, you better invest that offensive line. So it's not rebuilding. It's not. It's retooling. Retool, man. You're just gonna add some stuff here and there, and it's gonna get better. It's kind of like how the Philadelphia Eagles had the previous year. Remember how they were on a good start and then everything just fall apart and they had to clean up house after losing to the Buccaneers in the playoffs? That's how it's going to look like, except we don't have to worry about going to the playoffs. So actually, this is going to be a huge advantage for us. We're going to have a full offseason to be prepared. We're going to get some guys coming back from injuries. We're going to find some quality players to step in. And we're going to find ways to get rid of certain players who haven't performed up to the contract that we can avoid the contracts with. We can evaluate the coaching staff, clean up house, start looking at better talent. Try to get some draft picks from trading these old players that are useless for us. Get rid of some of these guys who are not viable to us anymore, and we can get a draft pick out of these. And build these draft picks. And then use those as a way to move up some draft boards or whatever. Try to build more on the draft. Try to build a young roster. So we're not old. Like our average age for our players are 26 years old. So that's not really oldest roster. No. Our players are 26 and older. So that's not that old. So you're going to get rid of some veterans. You're going to have to replace some of them on a very reasonable contract. And if you're going to build around Brock Purdy, you're going to have to give him some better offensive line. And if he's going to be a top paid quarterback, bro, it's going to have to come down to, is he going to take a team-friendly contract? Which I think he will. There's going to be some restructures where he could take a pay cut and help this team. But if you want to invest Brock Purdy for long term, is you got to give him some better protection. That's the main important key. A number 2 tight end would be nice because George Kittle, he can do so much. You're going to need some receiver depth. That's going to make it better for Brock to elevate his game. And I think we'll be back to where we were the previous year. So I don't think it's tanking for us. We're trying to win, actually. So that's the crazy part. Just because you guys think it's tanking because of what happened with Campbell does not mean we're quitting, bro. Nah. We're trying to win, but we're playing it kind of like smart. We're making you guys think we're trying to win. But in reality, we're not winning, bro. You get a top 10 pick, bam, quick turnaround. You get some guys who can contribute. You can get some nice quality free agents on a very cheaper deal, and everything will turn around. We're not far off. This year was just based by injuries and based by the guys who haven't executed. And plus, when you have some other coaching staffs, it takes adjustments. So maybe with Nick Sorensen, maybe things will get adjusted or we will replace them. We'll see. Maybe Jeff Ulbrich will be let go. Maybe Jim Schwartz will be available. Maybe Robert Saleh might take the job with us. Who knows? But I have a gut feeling there's going to be a lot of changes. There's going to be a lot of changes. So signing a guy like Matt Hennessy, it kind of hints me that maybe there's going to be competition for Jake Brendel. So I don't think Jake Brendel's starting spot will be secured next year. I think he's going to have to earn that fucking opportunity now. So there's going to be some ways we're going to improve this team. So, yeah, it's not tanking if you're actually trying to win. So, you got to use your brain. It's just common sense, bro. You're not going nowhere. So what are you gaining out of this? Just pride and bad draft spot. That's it. But if you want to play pride and it builds momentum, that's good. But honestly, you lose out. You're actually gaining more than actually winning. See the difference? Yeah, winning is good, but you're not going nowhere. Losing is actually winning for the draft spot, and you're going to get back to where you were. So short term, we're not going nowhere this year, but long term, we're going to make it back next year. We're going to make it back next year, and it's going to be at Levi Stadium, and that's where it's going to matter. So give us a year off. We'll take a vacation. We'll come back fresh. Kyle will take some time to adjust. He'll evaluate his talent. He'll look for better ways to evolve this offense. He'll learn to adjust now that he gets a full offseason. The guys that were coming off injuries, they're going to have time to recover. The guys that we're going to bring in or retain, it's going to make a difference. The guys that we get in the draft is going to make a difference, because those draft spots that we got, and then we can get some other players off our roster and get more draft picks, that can be huge, man. So you want to do that, man. And then you start off young, build your roster, and then things will go back to what it was. It's not far off. So you don't have to rebuild. It's not necessary, because you got the roster. You just have to get back to young again, a little bit of young talent. And that's it. But yeah, that's pretty much my 2 cents.